Hello guys, and it's that time of year again, and we have today seen the release of the 2020 OSRS Christmas event. As you can see, my pet Kraken has the adorable little Santa hat on, and we are starting this year just north of Falador, up here by the holiday event marker. So we come over and we talk to Scrubfoot, and we go through a bit of talk about basically us tricking him into telling us what they're doing, which is that this year the goblins are going to try and steal Christmas. Obviously not copyrighted from the Grinch, not at all. So we go up north, following this path up to the goblin village here. So if we come in, we can head over and talk to the generals. So we'll talk to General Walkface, who is always arguing. So they're again arguing over the colour of their armour for when they go to war to invade to take Christmas. And we have to talk them down from it. So we talk to them and we ask them something that they like to do during Christmas, and they say fighting and pillaging, which isn't anything to do with Christmas. So we offer to teach them, and we have 4 options here, so I'll go through them one by one and then we will see what we get as rewards. So the first one, talk about the decorations, and they want to decorate with lights. So what we do is we come over here to the west of the village, to the cave entrance, and this is probably the most involved part. So we come over here, we take the sled and we ride the sled and we enter the slope. I need to pick up my pet, of course, that makes sense. Can't let my pet Kraken slide down the slope. So what you'll see is that we have 2 things here. We have rocks and we have these stripes here. So what you're going to want to do is avoid the rocks and go over that one, because that picks up speed and the rocks will slow you down. Basically you want to make sure you have enough speed so at the end you can do the jump. So I will see you again when I'm down there. So here we are at the end, jumping over the icy ramp. We see Scrubfoot looking a little bit worse for wear. So we need to catch one of each of the colours, and there is the exit crevice over here. So we come back up and we're here. Sadly you can't use it to go back down, or else that would speed us up quite a bit. And then we come back over and we talk to the generals about decorations, and we get them, both of them. So now we'll move on to the next step. So step 2, we talk about trees, and they want a boulder that sits overlooking the village, which is just here. So if we just have a quick look on the map, what you need to do is you need to run down to just where Doric's house is, then go east up past this building here and to the head, which is just by where it says Goblin Village up here on the hill. So when we're up at the boulder, we need to find a way to roll it into the village. If you look just to the south, there is a stick on the floor, and if we use the stick on the boulder, we will roll it automatically into the village. As you can see, it's down there now. So let's head on back over to the generals. Okay, back over at the generals, and we tell them that the boulder is in the village. So next step, we will talk about the gifts. And basically they want gifts to do with goblins. And it's very easy because we can come over to this house here and search the chest. What it'll give you is an option of 3 items, so you pick the one which is most to do with goblins. So obviously out of these ones, a rope, a spear and an apple, it's going to be a spear. From this one, there's the elegant top, there's red breeze, but the steel square shield is the one to go for. And in this one we have an eye of newt, a mug of tea of some description, or ore. So we'll go for the ore. Maybe it was meant to be the eye. So we now head into this one, and it's got to be the giant stone head. Apparently we're gifting, even though it's in the middle of the village. So we talk to them about the gifts, we hand them over, and the final one is to talk about food. Okay, so we're talking about the food here, and they like eyes with cream, ice cream. This isn't Halloween, Jagex, what are you doing? But we'll forgive the awful pun. So we come down here to talk to the goblin cook, and it depends on whether or not you've completed the goblin part of Recipe for Disaster. I'm dreadful at completing quests, so I obviously haven't. If you search the various objects around the room, you'll find these 3 items. So the stale bread goes into the cauldron, the sawdust goes in, and the meat goes in. And what you get is a goblin stew. So you then come back up the stairs, you come back in, and you talk to one of the generals about food. You let them try it, and that is it completed. And what you get is a large quantity of Christmas items, obviously, but the main ones people will be after are obviously the party hats, the Santa hat and the crackers, which at time of recording for me work out to be 75k for not a lot of time to work. So if you want to make a little bit of quick GP, especially on free to play, now is the time to get into the festive spirit. For now, I will leave it there, and I hope you all have a very good Christmas and a very good rest of your December.